Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of the Sailor's Lounge. We're back again, OceanJim, Mr. Robin, and we have a special guest today, Mr. Kai. Uh, just a quick background. I don't know if Kai's an ambassador or.
I
Yeah.
am.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
are. Yeah, I guess you guys already know us from me and Robin from episode 1. If you haven't, you guys can check this out. But Kai, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Pleasure to be here today with you. To be a special guest in episode number 2. I loved episode number 1. So very happy to be here. Yeah, what can I say about me? Quick introduction. I'm Kai from Northern Germany. Some might know me as Open Data brokers, active on the ocean market, as well an Ocean Protocol ambassador and part of the academy.
Yeah, Kai is very super active. He's like one of the loudest voices of Ocean.
Yeah, I try to do my best.
No, but you are actually also doing a lot of outreach, right? So, I mean, there you are one of the community people that does that actively. So, I mean, there was like the German AI Association where you even invited Bruce to speak in front of a large audience. So, yeah, I think these are like unicorn, activities. So, not to okay, Tobias is also doing something in this direction, but I mean, the two of you are like the duo that is driving this, and of course, we are looking in the community also for more people that take on these tasks, because that is like something that really brings Ocean to new people. And I think like Ocean is not. I mean, Bitcoin maybe is known by 10% on the planet of the people, and Ocean probably less than 1%. So just getting the word out is one of the most important tasks, in my opinion.
Yeah, very active in the outreach, and we don't have a lot of people that do actual outreach to these communities and like actual like I guess companies and
I think actually nobody outside the crypto bubble knows about Ocean and the use case and the technology. So close to nobody. Some specialists and IT hardcore people and blockchain people know about it and use the technology already. But most very dedicated data scientists I talk to have always searched for the solution to the problems where we already got the solution for many problems in Ocean Protocol and the open source technology. So it's always an eye opener when we reach out to new people and say, hey, it's already there and working. And it's hard to imagine for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Did you want to say something, Robin?
Yeah, I'm thinking that probably. I mean, at the moment, yes, but I'm very hopeful that I'm very confident that this will change sooner or later. I mean, so many big things are happening. So many new companies are building on top of Ocean Protocol, and yeah, I think sooner or later they will have some real world adoption. And if the real world adoption comes, then also the people will get to know more about it. Even if it's like it's like a little bit like Ethereum. Like on Ethereum, there's like so many coins. Now there's like on Ocean Protocol, so many projects. So at some point, sooner or later, then yeah, people will get to know it.
Yeah, exactly. And so with all these projects coming up, we have a very, very special episode. It's been a busy Ocean 2 weeks. And so we're going to just get into it. So last time on the Sailor's Lounge, we basically talked about, last time on the Sailor's Lounge, if you guys haven't watched that first episode, we talked about layer 2 Polygon Matic, and then also just a little bit about BDP. So guess what? We did talk about layer 2. Well, now it's finished officially. We're on basically Matic, Polygon, and then so we're going to be talking about more of this just a little bit farther down the road in I guess down the stream, but We'll touch back up on this, and then some BDP updates, guys. All the rewards are now ended, so if you guys want to take your Ocean out, we have different other staking options for Ocean. like Bancor or like Alliance Block, Secret Network, etc. Kai's a huge, I guess, mover of secret. He loves secrets, right, Kai? Okay.
Absolutely do. For the technology and for the amazing team behind it, it's working flawlessly as far as I have experienced it, and they have a long-term and sustainable approach and very transparent communication, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I like them. I also like their some of their marketing. All right, and then so moving from that, so that was basically what we touched up on last time. All the new stuff currently happening. So we have OceanDAO round 4, which is live. The deadline is April 1st. The thing about the round 4, I looked at the port and we have like 0 submissions. And
yeah,
we will join soon. We will put something up.
So I mean, in the past, it was also like this, that the last weeks are the most most active ones. So how many did we have last time? I think it was 20 or something.
22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was increasing over time, every time. So yeah. And one thing I wanted to say about BDP is that they did an airdrop of tokens, but still for many people, they did not get the airdrop. So I mean, I was also in there with one of my accounts, and I had to claim the tokens afterwards. But they gave like 20 tokens extra on top to everyone, so that basically also covers your gas fees, which I think is a good move by them. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the next project that does such an how did Trent call it, IDMO, initial data market offering. So yeah. I hope that there will be many of those, because I really like the concept, and actually, I mean, they had some problems, but in the end, this is also the cheapest and easiest way to launch a token, in my opinion. If you have the standing and the reputation that backs up your project, to me, this is something where you don't have to hire KYC companies, you don't need all of this overhead, and you do a fair distribution. There's no early people who get early tokens, like in many other projects where there's like private sales and all of the sales rounds where people buy the token for 30th of the normal price. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more of these events.
Yeah, me too. There's gonna be 1,000 data markets.
At least.
Even
Indeed,
more.
Very much looking forward to it, but with one slight difference. It would be great if next time the smart contract would have been tested for like a week before it goes live.
I mean, the testing is the smart contract, especially end to end, and also making sure that the smart contract itself, is not owned by one private wallet. So I mean, small details, but yeah, okay, they did it for the first time, but yeah, I mean, I think and also, I mean, you saw how like the billionaires got more billions. So I mean, if they would also do like a little bit of a quadratic approach, I think that would be excellent in the next events.
Yeah, totally agreed. And if you want to get inspired in this case, I'm not doing advertisement here, but this is just inspiration. Look at the white paper and what Secret does now with quadratic voting, transparency, where the tokens will be distributed over 4 years, over a long time. That's kind of an interesting and I think much more fair approach.
Awesome. All right, so moving on. Now, if you guys didn't know, Ocean Academy is on Binance with the Earn and Learn. Have you guys done this? Well, Kai and Robin have set this out, but what are you guys' thoughts?
Has been pretty exciting.
I mean, I did not participate, like I did not want to steal this opportunity from new people, like Binance newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like, okay, I mean, I have enough Ocean, I know about it, I can answer. I mean, I got asked all of these questions, all the time in the channel. The people were trying, what is this and this question? And I was like, the first time I really answered it, And then Monica told me, don't answer the question from the quiz. Don't do that.
Yeah, you don't cheat. Don't let them cheat. Come on, Robin.
Yeah, I didn't read the quiz first, so I was not aware that these were actually that they were fishing for information. So, but yeah, I mean the numbers for Ocean Academy have been incredible. Like if you look, I'm fortunate enough to see the stats, but wow, that's like really and I mean the team had to up the server capacities, and I mean that's really good. Yeah, so I hope that this will basically create like word of mouth, and people will come even if there's no like extra to be gained or something like this.
Yeah, we are super grateful to the Ocean team. They helped us with load testing shortly before, so we could make sure that the servers will perform well. And it was necessary, and it helped. So we got no downtimes, and everything worked perfectly.
Yeah, and we gained like so basically the Ocean Twitter gained almost 30,000 followers or something. Huge following. We're almost to like 100K.
Yeah, I mean, and now they're using also the Ocean Twitter for another thing, right? I mean, there's the Twitter takeovers now. I mean, this weekend there's the VitaDAO. They're taking over. So yeah, I mean, these followers are now also getting used for other projects, which I think is a really cool idea.
Super cool approach, super useful information, and the Twitter takeover, I like it.
Yeah, we'll get to VitaDAO in just a bit, because I did want to talk to them or talk about that just a little bit. The next we had so Ocean was on the World what is this? The World Ethical Data Forum. None of us were on it because I think you had to buy a ticket. But I think this is just one move that's basically spearheading, like the new data economy. I mean, if you look here, you had Streamer and then Swash also a part of it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the data union, so I should have attended, but I didn't.
Yeah, Mr. Data Union. It's in your name.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I actually made some contact with Swash recently. So yeah, and I mean, for me, I really am trying now to drive the narrative that, especially the data unions amongst each other, they should really, empower each other, because I think if any one of the data unions is looking for, everyone is looking for adoption, and the one that really gets the first big adoption, they can really drive also people to adopt the other ones. Like all these data streams are not really mutually exclusive. They are all rise. There's always a lot of data that people generate, and the unions are always looking for their niche. Like it's not all the data. So yeah, that's why I think together we are much stronger. Than individually.
Are you going to be implementing, I guess, Swash with your like phone app and?
So now, I mean, in the phone, it does not really work like this, like that's for Swash. I mean, it has to be in the browser, right? Because it's about browser data. So the thing is that there's like one project called DataDAO, and I mean, they won the hackathon that Ocean did, and which ended this year. So they are now trying to they are working on a platform which actually unites a lot of, like data providers. So they want to kind of create a database with all of this data. So whether it's Data Union App, Swash, GeoDB, or like any other data source, so it becomes a large database, and then buyers can select from all of the data sources at once. So it's an aggregation, and I mean there you then have the benefit that you can outsource some of the stuff that you would have to do, for example, storage. So it would be possible that they want to collaborate with Filecoin, so all the data will be decentralized, and then even the data unions don't necessarily own or control the data anymore. That's a big advantage. But yeah, and then on the buyer side, of course, the buyer can then like select from multiple sources at the same time. You can aggregate data from wherever. And then if you make clever fusion algorithms on top of that, I think that this has really a lot of potential. And yeah, selling data is also very hard for data unions. You have to find the buyers. That's also difficult. And if there's like a larger, organization that also helps you with that, is always welcome.
What I can say is I think data unions will be very successful in the future because every nonprofit I talked to was really excited about the concept. And that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie did like there was an event in Clubhouse, and Jamie said, yeah, he had the idea, like Jamie from Outlaw Venture, he had the idea that they're a little bit too early, So that's might be true. That it's like in this event, just like 50 people showed up, or even less than that. So I mean, the hype is not there yet. So yeah, it's still very early. Even I mean, many other things are also still early, but that's even earlier. Like NFTs are taking off now, so that's something. But data unions, yeah, maybe might be the next thing after that. Let's see.
Yeah, I think the infrastructure just needs to be built, right?
Yeah, I mean,
before everything just takes off.
I talked to somebody who offered me 1 billion kilometers of automotive data. 1 billion kilometers, images, everything, 56 petabytes of data. That's when I started thinking, okay, he said, easy, we give you the data, we pay millions a year just to store it. You can store it, you can resell it, it's okay for us, but we then, we don't have to pay for the storage anymore. I said, all right, let's talk in a few months. I have to wrap my head around that problem, that it sounds like a good problem to have, but I mean, still, I'm not sure how to do that, So yeah.
All right. So moving on, let's so we just Ocean just announced Oraichain. What are they doing? I guess they're bringing compute to data to their AI marketplace.
So I mean, Oraichain, I also looked into that a little bit, what they're doing. And I mean, one thing they have for this quarter, for next quarter, they also want to do like crowdsourced AI annotation. So I probably also would try to get a meeting with them. Sounds like there's some synergies. But yeah, I mean, in a way, they have like a few things that they're already doing. And one of the things is that they're doing AI optimized like investment strategy. So think about Wi-Fi, Y-finance, but then with AIs that are investing your money based on historical data. Like they're reading the market and then shifting your budget because of that. So that really reminds me a lot about Singularity DAO, and they are also trying to do the same thing. For Oraichain, this is also one of their things that they're already working on right now. One of their prototypes.
They were even working on I think they like posted a tweet on like they had AI generated like music, and I listened to some. It was kind of like cheesy, but the AI actually made like some like piano sounds and just beats, but it was wild. But yeah. Anything else?
Have a lot of. Yeah. I read the white paper and so on because I think that this is really interesting. So I wanted to see how they're doing this. And yeah, I mean they have several components. So they also have people who are writing tests, then people who are executing tests. So I mean, in a way, if you want to have an AI, you have to specify what it should do, by writing tests. And then later, data will be gathered, and then the AI will be trained, and then in the end, these tests have to be passed. So I think that's really challenging to get a decentralized system of independent actors to achieve something like this. But yeah, I definitely want to talk to them because it sounds really fresh and interesting, and especially that they work in a way where they can integrate Ocean. That sounds to me that they at least got this right. That they are not want to do everything on their own. They are working in a way that other projects can collaborate with them. And that sounds really good to me.
Yeah, and they have to think about provenance. So what data was used and where does it come from and where does it go to? Because today I saw an interesting picture about a transcription from, I don't know, Hungarian or Slovenian via Google Translate, and it had a very strong bias against women because the language was like neutral where it comes to the gender, and the AI that translated the sentences all put genders in on its own. So she cleans he works, she's beautiful, he's smart. And this kind of bias will not be acceptable in the future. So you really have to take care of where the data comes from, right?
Yeah, that's where I see the strength in data unions, like in general. So because data unions have the ability to onboard a lot of people, and then, like you can correct this kind of things, You can have the people look at this, and then re-engineer it after the feedback of the people. So that's where I think this is a really strong concept. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about data union app, but we actually also want to make an anonymization algorithm that especially takes care of this problem, that it's unbiased. It does not really care. I mean, the test data set basically is from like everything, like all the genders, all the ethnicities, all the different age groups. And then, the algorithm that performs the best on that is kind of then going to be the winner. But the benefit is you can gather data from the whole world, like you don't have to do it yourself. The people will come naturally, and they want to make an algorithm which also suits their needs, which takes them into consideration. And that's something that data unions can do, which I think large companies cannot do. They cannot pay everyone on the planet just for some information. It's just not scalable in this manner.
You guys think that once we have all the tooling, and I guess data is now like free and like unlocked from all these like data silos, do you think AI will just become a like market on its own? So like, what if it's like buying like an HD TV at like Best Buy or something. Like just a regular consumer can buy like an AI product and then set it up, or maybe even like buy their own. I guess I'm just thinking of like in terms of like how Star Wars, we have a bunch of like CP3Os or like R2D2s, but I guess we have cleaning robots, but just AI in general will now just become like a consumer market.
I mean, it already does, right? So, I mean, I have a friend who has a lot of smart devices in his home. So basically, he now started to move over to Apple because they have the strongest security concept. They never send anything to the cloud. He migrated from Amazon because Amazon is always sending everything you say to the cloud, just to, like that's a benefit of Apple. But Apple now is also starting. They brought out a paper where they said, now we want to customize the models, for the individuals. So like we want to make the device in your home understand you perfectly. And they made an algorithm for that basically trains on location, on your local data. And then it becomes customized to you. And I think that's the big strength, like you can have a lot of AI algorithms. They might be generally okay, but then for your use cases, you want to really make them strong, that they really work perfectly. But then you might have different preferences, or and then suddenly AI is not AI anymore, like you want your own AI, your personalized AI, the one that caters to you, And that's also then like a personal assistant, for example. I mean, in the movie Her, things are really easy, like there's she gets to know you and then she takes care of you. But yeah, I mean, this is a futuristic scenario, but something like this would be really awesome, like you train it on a vast majority of the data of the whole planet provided by data unions, and then you get these great AIs which really work well. But then you yourself, you can adjust it for yourself, like you don't want necessarily all the information to be out there, but you want the AI to know you so well that it does really help you as much as possible, So yeah, I think there's strong cases to be made for that, yes.
Interesting. All right, let's move on. So, well, I just wanted to put this in there. I don't know, I haven't looked into Request Network, but I guess now you can use invoice and pay freelancers. What's invoice? I guess you pay someone, or
invoicing is like if you have contractors and they ask for salary, so then they send you an invoice. But I mean, also like between businesses, like that's just basically sending the bill over, for something that has been done.
Will this be used for our ambassador program, I guess, with the Request Network?
At the moment, no. At the moment, it's not used, but it sounds interesting. Yes, I also did not look into that, but yeah, I just
Yeah.
I have to do it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying. You're using Ocean for your data union app.
I'm doing that, but yeah, at the moment I'm doing all of this manually. So
Yeah. Okay.
this is more professional. So yeah, yeah. Sounds like a good step.
Definitely. So we have now VitaDAO, which did you look into this, Robin, like fully, or?
I touched base with them, so I joined their Discord, joined their Telegram. I talked to them a little bit. I mean, I know another project which is which sounds very close to that. It's a spin-off from SingularityNet called Rejuve. But yeah, I mean, what they are doing here, they're talking about extending the lifespan, but they're actually working with researchers that do experiments. So. That's what they are doing. So I mean, that's not AI algorithms or something, but really going and also then financing or like really working with the researchers in the labs, and then to gather this data, so that the data that they are creating is then basically becoming part of the VitaDAO. So yeah, that's really then the AI stuff that comes later. Like in the beginning you need the data. So. It's like that's just like you can make a lot of algorithms, but if you don't have the data, then it does not really help you much.
Exactly. I mean, I stress this all the time. Like, you can't have AI without data, right? Like, you need data for everything. They did have like I guess this is like one person that I saw as like one of their advisors was like Aubrey de Grey, and I remember watching his like podcast or like him on the Joe Rogan podcast. But they have like, I mean, this is definitely like a big step for Ocean to, I guess become more mainstream. Yeah.
It's a super, super important step because they promote some kind of open science and open access approach where data collection and data sharing comes first. And this is a totally different stance than many other research projects have. They put it as a very early step to share the data to make more out of it. And I really like what they are doing. I didn't get warm with the longevity part of it because, okay, that's some kind of science, but the underlying principle to collect it and make it open for others and make it financially sustainable for research projects, that's really exciting, I think. So I love what they are doing.
I mean, there are a lot of companies actually that work on the longevity topic. I mean, I read even years ago that Sergey Brin and Larry, the founders of Google, they also invested billions, into longevity research. And actually, the first time I saw Aubrey de Grey, it was like in a talk at Google. So they streamed or they had a recording of one of the events there, and it's really fascinating. I mean, but I think like it's great that there's now a crypto pendant to this in a way, because the people who are the most interested in longevity research are the people who have a lot of money. So
yeah, exactly.
And then it's always a good, it's a good field to start a company, or it's also a good idea of them to start putting this in the foreground, because then in crypto there are also now a lot of billionaires, and if they dedicate some funds in this direction, then yeah, if you actually make the scale and not have just one company, then but bring all of them together into a union, then yeah, I think that can be really, really strong and have a lot of really great side effects.
I think also too with I guess the great thing too, what they're doing is instead of these billionaires or like these companies centralizing just like the research for like longevity and then hoarding it for themselves, now it's more open, and then now it can be more consumer friendly, and now everybody can get in on longevity, not just me being some billionaire being like, okay, well, how can I live longer so I can spend my money. Now you're thinking about longevity as like someone who's just like working just like a regular career job and just like, oh, I do want to live longer because I have my grandchildren and I want to see this, and now it's become more open.
I think it's a valid strategy, a really good approach. When I think about longevity, I think about daily exercise, eating healthy, and stuff like this, because that's what I can afford actually. But the business approach is very valid, and I think very promising what they are doing.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the first spotlight, right? There will be more than that. So
oh yes,
I'm excited.
Yes. Yes, very excited. Yeah, so those days, that was our 2 weeks current events for the Ocean Live. I think Robin wanted to get into some Polygon chain data sets. He wanted to. I thought you wanted to live test, right?
I mean, Kai already did it, so we have the first person from the community that actually did it live on the call, so, and he actually created one. I mean, yeah. Yes. Maybe Kai, you can let us or talk a bit about your experience.
Yeah, sure. I might share my screen for this one. I will try. Okay.
You can, and then.
So what I really loved about the Polygon chain, I mean, we monitored it from early on, right? So Robin and me were looking through the GitHub all the time and were excited. So when every small step was like, okay, we're getting closer, and now we are finally here. And what we talked in the town hall about it. And Translate said they want to make it super secure, easy to use, and that it's really working. And then they put up this awesome blog post. And not only the blog post, which explains everything, but also the technical documentation is up to date. So you get everything here that you need to get onto the chain, every parameter, everything is done in a really easy to handle way to get to use it. So I wanted to try it out, and I did this. So I created a first data set, went over the bridge. You can see here the Matic bridge, and I can say I had only 2 pain points. One was getting the funds out of Binance. That was expensive, and the gas fees to get over the bridge. And after that, everything worked just perfectly. I mean, it's super cheap, it's faster, it never fails, and you can do all the transactions like they should be. From the beginning, absolutely perfect experience. So I love it, and I'm looking forward to move over here with more data sets. And when I'm going to onboard new publishers or consumers that are interested, I will direct them directly to the Matic or Polygon chain. Yeah, sure.
The question is just like, how much liquidity will there be? You know, like, are they also going to move their stuff over? So I mean, I also have some Matic now. And because I already bought it when I heard about it the first time, you know, that there might be something. Whenever I hear about the network, could be that Ocean moves there. I basically have to buy the gas because of all the transaction costs, you know. So the sooner the better. And yeah, but so for me, there's still this big issue of how to really perfectly migrate data pools, you know. So that's like. Yeah, I mean, in a way, would be best if you could just like take it and place it there, you know, like immediately, without having to do anything. And then people, if they want to withdraw, they just withdraw the Ocean instead, you know. But unfortunately, it's not so easy, in my opinion, you know. But yeah. I mean, another thing is that I think Balancer is also working on its V2. So, and these pools might then also enable just to have one liquidity pool, but then connect it to different networks at the same time, you know. So that internally, you know, like as these networks have bridges in between each other anyways, so the tokens always stay the same, then you can withdraw input like on Ethereum mainnet, then output on Matic. Where's the difference, you know, like doesn't make any difference regarding these tokens, you know, because they're always all the same. And then you could also stake from different networks. I mean, then it's about your personal preference. Like if you like Matic, if you think that you are also fine with having Motion, you can then take them out there. But you then also can benefit from the lower transaction costs.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Yeah, well, I was just thinking like if we do have like the layer 2 now, with like Polygon, but you still have to pay these like extreme fees from going to Matic. So now you're still going from ETH to Matic. Well, Polygon. It's hard. We keep saying Matic, but anyways, yeah. So I mean, was your fees like really
the fees are still high.
Yeah, they are high. I paid like, how much was it? 14 Matic to get them out of Binance, and I only had a small amount of Matic. So that's like, I don't know, €5, maybe, around that. And then I had like 40 euros of gas fees to cross the bridge because gas fees weren't so low at this point. But in the end, I do this one time, maybe 2 times, yeah. But the cost to set up a pool and interact with it and buy tokens, put them back, stake liquidity, withdraw it, I paid just €1. So that would have been much more when I used Ethereum. So definitely
do you
a win.
Still have funds? Do you still have funds?
Yes.
Should we maybe try it live in action on the podcast? Make another data set.
Yeah, we can make a data set, sure.
We
will have to put some.
This, like, okay, we have to come up with something. We can relate it to the Sailors Lounge.
Yeah,
I mean, we could call it something like this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Whoa, live data set publishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's make a Sailors Lounge reputation pool. So people that like the Sailors Lounge and think it will go viral and go big can stake on it. How about that?
Sure, you will control it, but okay.
Yeah, you do the work, Kai.
But one thing would be cool. Does anybody of you have like a hosting platform with an archive URL we can put into the data set so we can reuse it later on to provide something through it? Because if we create it now without data in it, that would be kind of boring. Yeah, no surprise later.
That's the tricky part. Yes, I mean you need. I mean I could put something up on Data Union app server.
Yeah, good.
I mean that still makes such a. I mean I did it back then when I did Data Union app. I also did it in a tricky way. I just referenced to a text file. Because then in the text file I can change everything later. Yeah, but I can put something up. I think. Yeah, I should not be too long. I will create one and then. Yeah,
maybe a zip file, an archive, so it's multi-purpose, so we can change the contents later on for some kind of surprise drop or videos of the Sailors Lounge, which you can download or stuff like this.
Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting. And like also a link, I don't know.
So we do have. Go ahead and create, and I will create this in the background.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Wonderful.
While Robin does that, I did want to ask some questions for Kai. Are you going to set some stuff up too, Kai? Or?
Oh, no, got nothing to set up. We will do that pretty easy and straightforward, and we can edit the description later on. It's super cheap and easy.
Okay, cool. Well, I did want to ask, how did you get into Ocean?
Yeah, that's a funny story, actually. It was Steve, Crypto Steve, maybe you noticed him. I was in contact with him and he told me about Ocean in the first place. So it is.
Is it the trading one or no?
Yeah, exactly. It's a trading one. So from my trading community.
Trading Tramp, right? Or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
trading Tramp.
Yeah.
And we talked about it and I didn't know Ocean before. So, but once I read into it, I was like, oh my God. That exactly the use case I was looking for with the background in empirical research and data science. And I was like, wow, this exists. I got to know more about it. And just a few days or maybe 2 weeks later, somebody posted their ambassador certificate online on Twitter. I don't remember who it was, but I saw it. And at this moment, I saw, wow, that's cool. I need to make time to really learn more about Ocean. And I blocked one day of the weekend and said, okay, I'm going to do the academy. There is an academy, looks super cool. And I found out about the founding members of the academy, and I said, okay, on Saturday, I'm doing the academy. I want to know everything I can know about Ocean. And I did it and made the certificate. And yeah, that really got me hooked. So from that time on, I knew, okay, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of the change that's going to happen. And I think that will impact the European and global data space in a way most people don't really get right now, because I'm really sure we will transform the way people will share data in the future. So I joined the Ocean Ambassadors and the Academy and went all in, basically.
What was the time frame on this? Because I think this was super. What you're speaking about was, I guess, super early academy. I thought you were always a part of the academy.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, that's interesting. Because when you said, "Oh, I saw someone post their the certificate," I think this was just the time when I think it was just like Laurent and Gary just first starting the academy, right?
Yeah, I think it was about June, July, maybe August, but I think earlier, June, July. Well, I've seen it.
I think it
Must
was
have.
possibly in August. They didn't,
Yeah.
because in June, July, we didn't really have much of like academy or even like the ambassador program. Because I remember I reached out to Robin about like the ambassador stuff, and it was like it was because like there was like I guess 3 reiterations. There was the first batch, which Robin was, and then they tried to make another batch, and which I tried joining, but I never got like word from that. And then that third batch was like all like Laurent and the whole crew. And so yeah, I think that was more like I guess in August, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
waited quite some time. I put in the form that I would like to join the ambassador program, but nothing happened. And I said, oh my God, okay, this is for high-ranking people, decision makers. I will never make it, but I will do what I can with Ocean. So I was like, okay, I'm not good enough, but I will do what I can. But actually, it was just a long process. And
It
I
definitely.
think I was part of the academy before I knew I was an Ocean ambassador.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What did you do, I guess? So you said your background is in like
Yeah,
was
I
it
have a
research or?
background as an economist, and I worked in empirical research about education. So I was used with working with large amounts of data. It's called in Germany microsensors, which collect data about the whole population, but it has very strict limitations when you work scientifically with it. So you get anonymized, cut down data sets only with, okay, they're useful, but they are limited in size and strongly cut down, so it's really anonymous. And I worked for the Kiel Institute for the World Economy for a long time and the Leibniz Information Center for Economics. And when it comes to business, I worked at Freenet, a large mobile provider in Germany, and worked with mass data, so-called detail records, which there are millions and billions of it, and you try to do business analytics on it. So I was working with data for a long, long time, and know very much how difficult it is to get good data to work on, and even more difficult when you handle private information.
Interesting. You said economist. Do you also? Because I think you know about like my project. I guess my background that I was like trying to work on with the whole like social platform. I was just thinking about like with the whole like with the platform, I wanted to research more into like the virtual economy of it. So if I did have like a token, and then, you know, I guess just how the structure of the token would be, or just how I'd structure the economy of the like platform, whether I guess I get do you see where like I'm kind of going? I just don't know how to spit it out in my brain.
I think there's a lot of room for really exciting research done in virtual economies. People have shown that. I think it started with EVE Online and World of Warcraft and all of these economies, virtual economies, and social networks as well, because in reality, you never have the chance to do experiments on a large scale that would affect a large part of the population. You never can play, okay, if we did that 5 years ago, what would have happened? And if we did that, how would it be different? But in virtual economies, you can basically do that. You can A/B test economic decisions and see the real-time impact on it. And you can measure it, which you cannot do in real economies. So for behavioral economics, it's super, super exciting field of research. And I think it has grown by a lot. And blockchain is a big game changer in this regard, because transactions and economic decisions become transparent now, which they haven't been in the past. So there's a lot of knowledge to gain.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing, I guess, one of the research, like Yvonne, so like the game that I used to play, well, which was like a social network / like anime based game, but you got to dress up your avatars, called Gaia Online. They were actually talked about in a book I have too. It's called Virtual Worlds or something. But it's a MIT book, and two of the researchers included like Gaia Online in the research, because one thing that Gaia did was like they introduced Gaia Cash. So you could pay like real world money for the cash, but then they also introduced like this like little like loot box, which was like a random generator thing. So like you can like so you can just pay money to random generate like gold. So you can have like it'll give you the chance of like 1 gold to like 99 whatever gold. And so they literally like inflated the gold price, and just everything became like, so like one like rare item was like 1 billion or something, and it just like totally ruined the whole aspect of like the economy. And the research was like, yeah, this is what you don't do in like economies.
I'm not too sure about that actually. When
Yeah.
it comes to inflation and money printing, what we are
Depends
seeing
on
right
your
now.
ecosystem.
Right.
You know, like if there's 1% of the whole population that has 99% of the funds, you can also print more, because it will not arrive where the inflation can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are really not necessarily ocean-related topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
definitely.
already seeing the effects. You see them everywhere, right?
A
Yeah,
little bit,
exactly.
yes. But
Yeah,
let's see what comes next. Yeah, but I posted some links now in Discord. So
Wonderful. Yeah, perfect.
but yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if basically these then also will, if you screen it on your monitor, these will then be publicly known. So
How do we do that? Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
it's not such a big deal, really.
Yeah. Okay.
More of an honorary and a fun thing. Just
yeah,
like
exactly.
I really would like, I mean, to have it on stream, how much it really costs to publish now. Because I think
sure.
on Ocean it should be around $200 at least.
Okay,
Yikes.
Let's do it. Okay.
And it costs a lot to start a pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at least $200 for sure. I did not do it for a long time, so yeah, but back then it was already expensive.
Okay, so here we are on the Ocean market, and as you can see, we get the information on which chain we are active above here, and we got this nice info box here. And now we want to publish a new dataset for the Sailors Launch podcast. So we got the info box. What is okay if you migrate from the other marketplace? Let's call it Sailors Lounge.
Sailors Lounge.
Wait, did I do it?
That's it. Oh wait, never mind. I think it's just small on my screen. I thought that was 2 L's.
Yeah, I can make it bigger.
Okay.
So
good, yeah.
that should be better. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the metadata later can be changed, but now we need one more feature, right? This would be a great feature that you could hand over this pool later to us, right?
Yes.
Would be
amazing. Okay, let's do this.
Wait, so you can change. I think before everybody was like, "Oh, you can't really change the information anymore." On once you like publish, then it's like
now you can do
forever,
that. So you can
Mhm.
change the meta stuff later. But what you can't change is this file link. You know, like this is not possible.
Yeah.
Like the sample data can now also be changed. So yeah.
Okay, so we got that in. Let's say the timeout. What would you say? Day,
1 year.
week?
What I would say a long time. So people, I mean, if they want to, yeah.
1 year.
Or what do you think, Jim? If somebody pays, how long can they access without paying again?
Yeah, the idea would be, I mean, would we put something valuable in here, or would it like be a donation fund to the Sailors Lounge? So you can do reoccurring buys or like support the production of the Sailors Lounge. In this case, I would go for a shorter time, so
At
people can do it on a weekly basis.
We are financed by the ambassador program, so that's
yes.
But I mean, yeah, if you say it's 1 week, then we could do some drops, NFT drops or something like this, you know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we do 1 day or like 1 week is okay. Yeah, I mean, then we have like we could do like 1 drop per enthusiastic penguin.
Okay.
My God, general shark token. What is this?
Okay,
not so fast.
Say stop if you like it.
Anything with Manta.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see.
If not, then just whatever.
Oh, it would be good if this button would not move around, so you can do it quicker. That's a major feature request.
On the left side, basically.
Incredible.
That's
okay.
Super
good, no?
Cool name, right? Okay.
Yes. We are incredible squids.
No, but
yeah.
I mean that's really a good use case to be able to hand over your pool to someone else.
Yeah.
I mean we also want to do like data union app like DAO, so I'm not responsible anymore, you know. Always good to not be the person responsible, but have a DAO take over. Yeah, would be great.
How would the transferring work? Would just be.
I mean, in a way, you know, like the problem is there's like a factory where there's one factory which generates the pools, and then the pool itself, it is linked to the wallet that creates it, right? So I mean, theoretically, I never try that, but I should try it on Rinkeby. You could then just take another wallet and take this stuff that belongs to this wallet or to this pool and just pass it on to somewhere else. The question is just whether it backchecks, you know, like that it's this wallet. But this is somewhere stored in a smart contract, you know, the one that created it.
Okay, so somebody has to do the math in the background, I would say.
You can do that.
So I'm putting down the number of Matic we are having here to get a feeling for the transaction costs.
One Matic is around 40 cents.
Okay. Okay, I say let's submit and publish. So now we got a preview for gas fees, which are not gas anymore.
0.00243.
Yeah, that's not much. That's really yes. So, and it's done. That's quick. Next one, 000074.
4 zeros or 3 zeros?
Four zeros.
My God.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a difference to the old world, and
And it's already. I mean, it's also so quick. Okay.
Yeah, it's super quick and it never fails. That was
I
so
remember.
annoying.
I published many times until it worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you pay for if you pay for some experience, then it's really worth it.
So step 1 is done.
All right.
Let's go to the data set. Here it is.
This was quick.
Super quick. Let's create a price.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, here if you.
So we want to have it low price, right?
Yeah.
So
you want to take all of your money, Kai, but I can reimburse you. It's no problem.
No problem. Okay, 85 tokens. That should be cool. So let it grow. Yeah, should be fine. 1 Ocean is good enough, I would say, and 85 tokens is quite enough to work it out. Let's create a price here. Okay, step 1. 4 zeros, right? I confirm that. I think it will be 5 steps, if I remember correctly. Step 1 is done. Now comes the next one.
This one is a large number of tokens.
Yes.
Zeros.
So I'm back, and it's done. And now we have 0.00057.
So 4 zeros.
Yes. And 4 zeros again.
All right.
Oh, we need this pool in the voting later on, right? Okay, last step 000676.
I have that too.
And amazing stuff.
Okay, so last step, setting up the pool. And it's done.
Oh, okay. Who's gonna be the first to ape?
Yeah, you can ape right now.
It will be Kai himself. He will buy all the tokens.
I will buy like 50.
I mean, that's actually always the problem if you make 2 less tokens in your pool. So I saw some new pools now where they had 200 tokens, but somebody bought 180.
So have a look here. Wow, that has been expensive, right?
0.002208 is what I have right now. So I will multiply this by 40.
By 0.40.
We are less than 1 cent. We are at 0.08832 dollar cents.
Yeah,
sounds okay for me. Wow. I can make a lot of pools for that amount, for that money.
Exactly.
That's really good. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think I guess for everyone gonna be a data publisher, they probably just would have to like buy Matic and right.
Yeah, because I'm buying it right now. So let's do a transaction. I will buy it for 1 Ocean to see how.
The only thing that happened to me was like I wanted to check the stats of the pool, but their stats website is not as reliable as etherscan.io or something like this. I think.
Yeah, let's check it out in a second.
Sure, let's see if we can see the transaction. Yes.
But
I mean, like if I give somebody 0.1 Matic, they can already publish more than 1 pool. Like
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, then you have like one Matic will probably last you for a year of transactions.
Wow.
That's like,
Yes. And when we do workshops, which we are planning right now with the German AI Association and others, I will always use Matic and not Ethereum as a major platform. So I'm done here in just a few seconds, can download it, and it was super quick. And now we can check out the statistics here. So let's have a look.
Is Matic
Oh, no.
like, is the Matic token like easily accessible also? Like what?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can
they have
buy
a-
it on.
They have a BSC version, they have Ethereum version, and they have their native version.
Yeah. So here we see the transaction fees of the transactions that took place. Now I move over to token transfers, and now I see what happened. So this was the creation that was put into the pool, and that was my buy with 1.06 Mocean put into there.
Yeah, that's really that's a really big improvement in my opinion.
Yeah. So this is really nice and quick. Let's see the data token transactions. Here we go. 85 created, put into the pool, and here we see buying it and how it was distributed later on.
And now already the marketplace also got their share, right?
Yes, and you can actually see it here.
Yeah.
This. Let's see the holders, and
Now
we see
the market. Yeah, this is the market address in the bottom, right? The one in the bottom.
Yeah. So it's working perfectly, super fast. I love it.
So with your workshops, Kai, do you do like live stuff like this, or how do?
Yes. Yeah, that would be the approach. To go through the basics, what we are to set up a wallet, to get the wallet funded, and how to move on that, maybe on Rinkeby, how to set up a pool, how to interact with the pool, the effects of providing liquidity, removing liquidity, consuming a data set or data service, or how to buy a token and put it back. So all the basic dynamics you need to know before you can interact with the market.
How many? Or I was just gonna ask, how many workshops have you had already, or have you started yet?
Presentations, I would say about 10 or 11 meetings where I showed the test market and made pools on Rinkeby and showed it to others. Groups in various sizes, and the next step would be open workshops where more people can attend and not individual meetings. Yeah. So because seeing is believing, right? Somebody can tell you about Ocean, and we are pretty deep into the tech and into the use case. But once you see it works like this, I have just set up a pool in like 5 minutes on the market that is globally available, and everybody in the world can participate. You got to see this, otherwise it's not real enough.
I mean, what the people I've been talking to or pitching this to have always been struggling with is like the onboarding into crypto itself. Buying their first Ethereum, or buying in and getting then, and then like if you have Ethereum, you don't have Ocean yet. So then you still have to go to some pool, and Bancor is a good choice here, and then they have cheapest transaction fees, but
the lowest, the cheapest
in the stream. So yeah, and anyways, but then just getting them to this point, that's already difficult.
Yeah, I would leave this one out for the first experience, because that can be pretty cumbersome to go through an exchange, do KYC, wait to get unlocked so you can actually do something, do a wire transfer or stuff like this. Takes a long time and knowledge. But here you can just provide like 0.1 Matic and go ahead, or you use Rinkeby, ETH, and Ocean. So that's no problem. Always the customer or the user experience comes first.
So you could do something like prepackaged wallets, like you say, okay, here I have 100 wallets here. They all have some Ethereum and some Rinkeby Ocean, and you can just get them, when you sign up.
I don't know about that. A prepackaged wallet where we
It's only for
aim
testing
to
purposes.
okay, for testing purposes. Yeah,
No,
that
so
would be.
then you can skip ahead in this. The people don't have to go to the Rinkeby page. They don't have to go to your ETH page.
I know.
Okay, you install MetaMask. I mean, this is what they have to do, right? They have to install MetaMask and then import the wallet. But if you provide them with a wallet already,
yeah.
But you know the users. Once you get going, and everybody tells you have to change your password, and you cannot change your key phrase, seed phrase, and people will continue to use it. They just do.
I mean,
We won't. Others will.
You're responsible for deleting the private keys from your system. Yeah, okay, that's.
Yeah, but would you ever trust somebody with this?
Many people do trust Binance and Coinbase with this, so I mean,
Yeah, to a limited amount.
Yeah, but no, in a way, yes, that's always true. But if you have like a wallet app on your phone, they also have your private keys, So
yeah, sure.
It's of course, but of course, this is a slippery slope. I mean, I'm tackling this right now with our first mobile app for Data Union app. I want to make it as easy as possible. But then on the other side, like you also have the security, concerns. So
yeah. Actually, the first slides in the presentation I'm planning is about security and different kinds of wallets, custodial, non-custodial, software to hardware wallet. And for bigger and ambitious publishers, I always would recommend a hardware wallet at least, because you not only have to think about yourself, you have to think about the liquidity providers and everybody that's interacting with you in the end.
Yeah.
So you have to take care about all people interacting with you as well.
Cool, definitely. So that was amazing live data set. What are we gonna put on the set?
So I just put some random stuff there, but we can think about something.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, let's put a cool description in there later on about the Sailors Lounge podcast, and super happy to do it.
Yeah, I guess this is something now we can add to the line of work we got, Robin.
Sure.
I
mean, we have to find a way to make now a multi-signature wallet. I mean, if we turn the Sailors Lounge a little bit more into the educational direction, then next time how we did the multi-signature wallet, because it should be only payments should be possible if you and I agree on that, Jim. Like it's like, and then also we have to get it from Kai's wallet to our wallet.
Yeah, that might be a good reason to change it later on once it becomes successful. But we already got this issue on GitHub to hide outdated data sets to keep the market clean, which we talked about in the town hall, and Trent picked it up. So I'm looking forward to this, and then maybe we can remove it later on and do a new one. So it will be really dedicated to the hosts of the show. And
maybe we can find a way that you can hand it over to us. That would be
super cool.
Good challenge, I think something people will probably want to do in the future as well, So I can ask Alex, Alex C, and then Alex, we made a mistake. We need your help. He's a very friendly person, so that's really the good thing about this, always so helpful.
Yes. Okay, well, let's wrap it up from here. That was definitely a good episode. Do you guys have any updates? I know the round 4 is coming with the OceanDAO. What's up? What are you guys working on?
So I mean, we're working on the first drop for Data Union app. And we're also working on. I'm also working on the voting. So we're doing marketplace on Ethereum test, and the priorities. I mean, I think I can spoil it. The priorities have changed a bit. We're now putting high priority on making it possible that people on Matic Polygon can vote, with the Ocean. So that's like high priority now. And the next priority is Bancor. So Bancor pool is the biggest pool. So that the people who have staked their tokens there can also vote. Yeah. Should be up until next round. So this is our target.
Oh, super important, super great you're doing this.
Yeah, I mean the Ocean also found another person that is now helping. I think he was also in the last town hall. So yeah, it's now a team of 3 people. That's really good.
Was it the Downty one? I think Down or no.
His nickname is I think Edom, but he was there with his real name last time. So okay. I don't want to dox anybody. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything from you, Kai?
What's up? What's yeah exactly.
Mm-hmm. What I can say, I recently found out about a volunteer organization. It's called Correlate. It comes from correlation and aid, I would say, about data science and statistics. It's based in Germany and already consists about 1,600 members and I think 18 chapters across Germany. And they are doing data science for good. And I just made a first contact and it was a quite nice exchange. And we will get in contact about how Ocean can be useful if there is a use case for Correlate and maybe introduce it to the community. And this was also one of the meetings where we talked about data unions and the role in the future, especially as a tool to create a basic data income in emerging countries. So where wages are way lower and you maybe can earn enough from good data to live from it, which I find will be possible in the future if you do it the right way with the right data unions. So that was pretty cool. I'm having a few calls over the next week and had a lot over the last week. And what was particularly interesting was I had a dive into GAIA-X through a meeting, how it actually works and is planned. And what I find pretty striking is that Ocean is really suited to connect the ecosystem inside GAIA-X to make data flow as it is put often the connecting tissue of the data economy, and to connect GAIA-X and the European Science Cloud and other research infrastructures. And we could have a look at this right here. If I share my screen again, what I find most striking in this regard, let me share it quickly.
Kai's leaking some alpha.
No, I mean,
no, I already did that.
I mean, it was an open call, right? So
yeah,
it's not behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what you see in the GAIA-X infrastructure is that you have an area about the infrastructure where it is all about cooperation to build a common platform. And the foundation is identity and trust and data sovereign exchange on the right. And we all know that's where Ocean is really strong. It's the core it's built around. And on the other hand, we have the compete area when it comes to products, algorithms, data. And this is true for, I think, business use cases as well as research when you want to have achieve excellent research. So, and when you look at this picture and you put it like this, which Bosch did, I think, okay, Ocean is perfectly to be put in here. And when we look at current structures where it comes to identity and trust, we always see this picture. You know it, from every page. When we turn to the identity, it's always, okay, who got the most and can verify my credentials, or to have single sign-on. And now in Web3, it's just, I use my wallet, I use my key, and I'm in. And this is a huge game changer. And right now, I think they got this on their roadmap. They confirmed it that decentralized identities will play a vital role in this regard, and blockchain or DLT technologies will play a vital role here when it comes to sovereign data exchange.
But I think also the compliance part, that's also
Mhm.
something that where Ocean shines, like you can make your own marketplaces. You can then make your own rules for that. You can be compliant to whatever you want. You can, right now we have this purgatory where people say, okay, this is not okay. But I mean, this can also be then handled by a consortium of different companies.
Mhm.
Or you can have a specific organization that handles that. So you can do many things in this direction. It's very open. That's what I really like about that. Yeah.
Awesome.
And they're also doing grants now, like the European. I mean, that would be also like the last, maybe one of the last points. The European Union is now offering a large amount of grants, so it's several billion euros, and they're basically now looking for companies and projects that can, also together, not just as a single company, but that multiple companies form together to create use cases. And I mean, I think the first date is in April already, right? Or something like this.
Yeah, the deadline's pretty close. Actually, it's the EIC, the European Innovation Council. They kickstarted, and they were specifically, and GAIA-X as well, were looking for strong use cases to share and use data together. So it's at the very core. It's a perfect timing now to kickstart.
Yeah, I mean, I already read the fine print, so the whole contract. So yeah, I mean, that's the first thing I do if if my project can be a part of that. So, but yeah, I mean, the thing there is that you always should have other companies. So like it should be a consortium. So yeah, if somebody's watching this and looking to do something in this direction, please contact Kai or me. I think we both probably. I would really like to have such a group from the Ocean ecosystem. Where we bring people together and then we make it together. We make like a proposal. So that would be really awesome. I mean, there's a lot of money you can get a lot of money, but it's not necessarily only about getting so much money, but it's about also making a statement that from the ecosystem, it has matured so much that we can even do a government or a European grant. That would be really awesome.
Yeah, and there will be a lot of visibility connected to it on a European level, which is pretty important. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for that. So the next, I guess the next episode of the Sailors Lounge will be on the 4th of Easter. Oh, should we do some Easter theme?
I mean, I think we should take care that the next one comes out after the next round of voting.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
it does already, right? Well, it ends the 1st. Well, the deadline ends on the 1st. When does voting end?
That's what I can check right now. It's no problem. But that's what I would favor. Like we can talk about what happened there.
Yeah. So
the voting ends on April 5th at 12 o'clock GMT. So maybe we do it on April 5th. So, but it's not a Sunday, right? April 5th.
Yeah, so we just push it back.
Yeah, we can push it.
All right, sounds good. All right, cool. Well, this is the Sailors Lounge, episode 2. Thank you, Kai, for being our guest. Sad, disappointed that Tobias couldn't make it. But yeah, once again, the Sailors Lounge. If you guys want to follow us at OceanJim, at Wick W1KKE, and Kai, what is your handle?
You can follow Data Brokers 1.
Data Brokers 1. Awesome.
I will put all of this in the description.
Yep. Okay. And
it was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.